What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Bonnie and this is my channel where I talk about all things lifestyle and DIY. So if you're interested in either of those, make sure you hit subscribe and turn on those notifications below. But today I'm going to show you guys a super easy tutorial on how you can update your iPhone home screen. So if you're not aware, Apple came out with a new iOS 14 sometime last week, and with that update came some really cool features. So if you want to see how you can do that, just keep watching. So the first thing that I want to show you guys is what my home screen looks like. So let's go ahead and I'm going to pop that up on the screen for you guys. So this is what my home screen looks like. It's pretty simple, it's very neutral. I like it because it's kind of like bright and airy looking. So that is the look that I decided to go for. But if you want to get this look, there are pretty much two things that you guys need to add to your phone and you can achieve this same exact look. So the first thing that you want to decide to do though is what kind of aesthetic or like color scheme that you're looking to go for, and mine, like I said, was very neutral and very basic. So once you have that decided, because that's probably the most time consuming part of this. Once you have that decided, it is going to be super easy for you to go ahead and change your home screen look. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go into your apps. So go ahead and go into App Store. And once you're in the App Store, type into the search bar Canva. So this is the app that I got all of my images for my home screen, as well as for the shortcuts, which we'll talk about a little bit later. So if you already have that app, great. If not, download it. But once you have it downloaded, go ahead and open it. And you can see that there are so many different things that you can do on Canva. But in the top, go ahead and hit search bar, and you're gonna wanna type in phone wallpaper. Phone wallpaper. And so it has a bunch of different templates that you are able to use or choose from, but for the sake of simplicity, we're going to go ahead and select blank. So now it brings up a blank white screen for you, and go ahead and just hit that white screen and it'll bring up options at the bottom for different colors that you can choose from. So go ahead and select the square that has like the rainbow colors in it and figure out what shade you want your background to be. So I think this like mauve-y blush would be really pretty, and then you can slide the color at the bottom as well to change your colors from like red to blue to green to orange and things like that. But once you have decided on the color of background that you want to select, go ahead and hit done on the bottom right side. And then at the very top on the right side, there is an arrow pointing down with a line. That is your download button, so go ahead and hit that. So now it is saved to your camera roll, and you can swipe out of this and then find your camera roll. So go ahead and hit the button, and in the bottom left, you're gonna change your wallpaper. So go ahead and hit use as wallpaper and click set. And I want to only set it as my home screen, otherwise it's going to be a blank colored screen as your lock screen. So go ahead and set as home screen. And then if you swipe out, you can see that your background has now changed to this pretty mauve pinky color, or whatever color you guys decided to use. So next you're going to want to kind of edit and play around with your home screen. So if you press and hold on the bottom and then you see your pages or the dots on the bottom of your screen, you go ahead and tap that. So that's going to be all of the pages that you have your apps on. And in order to make this a lot cleaner and simple looking, I went ahead and I hid all of my pages. So if you want to hide it, all you have to do is tap on the check mark and it'll hide it for you. So all of mine are already hidden, but if I go ahead and select the circle box for it to be shown and hit done, if I swipe, you're going to be able to see those apps, and that's not what we want. So go ahead and press and hold to edit, tap the bottom dots, and go ahead and hide that page. So that's a really cool feature that you're able to use with the iOS 14 update. So go ahead and hit done now. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to the apps that we want to use in order to update our home screen. So in order to get it to look like this, you're going to need to download 2 more apps. So the first one you're going to want to download is Widgetsmith. So if you go into your search bar and you type in App Store again, you're going to open up your App Store, and in the search bar you're going to type in Widgetsmith. So Widgetsmith is going to populate, and it should be somewhere around the top, and then you're going to download it and open it. So once you're on the home screen for Widgetsmith, it is pretty simple and straightforward. So you're going to have small widgets, and you're going to have medium widgets, and then you're going to have large widgets. So the only 2 that I used for my home screen were the small widgets and the medium widgets. So if you want to add a small widget, at the bottom of small widgets, it says add small widget. So go ahead and hit that. Now you can see that a new small widget populated for you. In order to edit that, go ahead and tap the image. And then this is your default widget, but this is not what we want it to look like. So go ahead and tap it again, and it'll bring up all of the different styles that you're able to select. So you can choose from the time, the date, the calendar. You can also choose custom, which has photos, or custom text, or you can leave it blank. So I went ahead and chose clock for my home screen. And once you tap that, you can see at the bottom of the screen that you have different options to customize your clock. So you can do the location, the clock style, the font, the tint color, and the background color. So let's go ahead and change the font. So go ahead and tap on that. And you can use rounded, which is what it's defaulted to. Let's go ahead and select New York. And let's go ahead and change the background color. So tap background color, and then you can scroll all the way down, and they have different types of colors, different shades, and things like that. So in ours, let's go ahead and select the 80%. So I want to do that, and then hit small for the back arrow. And in order to change that, at the very top of your screen, it says tap to rename. So go ahead and do that. So I'm going to name this Gray Clock. And then we're going to hit save. So now you're back onto your home screen for Widgetsmith, and it shows you that you now have a Gray Clock small widget. So in order to get this onto your home screen, you want to swipe out, and then I'm going to tap and hold and hit edit home screen, and then I'm going to swipe over. And in the top left corner, you're going to have an add button. So go ahead and tap that, and then scroll all the way down, and you're going to see Widgetsmith. And go ahead and hit that. And so it populates all of the widget sizes that you have. So it says small, medium, and large. But if you don't have anything created for each of those sizes, it's not going to populate anything for you. So go ahead and hit small, and then hit add widget at the bottom. So now it looks like this. So hit done, but then you're going to want to press and hold the widget and edit the widget. So you can see that it says widget calendar, but we don't have a calendar. So go ahead and tap calendar, and it'll bring up all of the different widgets that you've already created. So it's kind of cool. And then you see Gray Clock. So go ahead and select Gray Clock, and then get out of that. And it will populate your Gray Clock for you. So it is super easy in order to recreate these and make your home screen super nice looking. So let's go ahead and add another widget. Okay guys, so now that you see that I have 2 small widgets on there, let's go ahead and add the medium one. So you're going to do it the exact same way that you did the small widget. So go ahead into Widgetsmith and scroll down to add medium widget. So go ahead and tap that. Click on the widget that you just added and tap it again to change the default widget to something that you want. So in my example, or on my home screen, I have a photo. And I just want to show you guys this because it kind of gets a little bit tricky. So go ahead and scroll down to custom, and then hit photo. And you have to select a photo that's going to be perfectly centered within the widget, which is a little bit difficult to do. So this is what happens when you don't have a perfectly centered image. The image is like centered. So if you have a close-up of your face, it's probably only going to show like your nose, whatever is centered for that widget. So in order to bypass this, I'm going to go ahead and open up Canva again. and I'm gonna go hit done, and it's gonna bring up the screen. So then at the bottom right, I'm gonna hit plus, and I'm gonna open up an image. So let's use the image that I have on my home screen. So go ahead and hit image, and then you're gonna search their library of images, and I'm gonna type in coffee. So it brings up a whole bunch of coffee images, and there is the image that I have. So as you can see, when it populates onto your screen, it's gonna be super small, but it's gonna be too small. So if this is what we used, the pink background is gonna show on your widget, and we don't want that. So you're gonna resize this. So I'm gonna pull out the sides until it reaches both sides of the wallpaper. And then I'm gonna stretch it out a little bit to be a little bit wider. And then I'm gonna reposition it to make sure that it's centered. Okay, so that looks good. So then in the top left, go ahead and hit done, and let's download this image. Okay, so now it's saved to your camera roll. So go ahead and go out, and then type in Widgetsmith in your search bar again, and then choose photo, and go ahead and select that photo. So now you have a perfectly centered image. So that's just a little trick that I learned in order to get a perfectly centered image for this medium widget in Widgetsmith. So go ahead and X out of that, or swipe out of that, and then tap and hold your screen, and then go ahead and add again. Scroll all the way down to Widgetsmith, and then swipe over to medium, and then add widget. This is the only image that I have created, but if you wanted to change it, go ahead and tap and hold, and then edit the widget, and then go ahead and select medium 1, 2, or 3. Okay, so now you have all 3 of the widgets that I use on my home screen. So now you have to decide what apps that you want on your home screen. So for the sake of simplicity, I kept all of my apps in the library because it looks so much cleaner than on like your home screen. But I did decide that I wanted to keep a couple of apps on my home screen, the ones that I use the most. So I have like my Safari on there, I have my email on there, Pinterest, my bank, Netflix because my baby likes it, settings, and Amazon actually made the cut. But in order to make it look pretty like it does on my home screen, you're gonna need to create a shortcut. If you don't already have it, go ahead and go into your app store again, type in shortcuts, and you're gonna scroll down until you find this app. So this is shortcuts, and go ahead and download it or open it. And so you can see that on this screen, these are all of the shortcuts that I already have on my phone. So I created all of these for my home screen already, and it's kind of nice. So what you're gonna do is you wanna go ahead and hit add, and then you're gonna tap add action. And then at the very top, you're gonna see scripting. So go ahead and hit scripting, and then open app. So now you're gonna go ahead and hit choose. And this is going to bring up all of the apps that you have options for creating a shortcut to. So let's go ahead and just type in Facebook. And now it has that. So at the top right, there is the 3 dots. Go ahead and hit that. And then tap add to home screen. So it brings up this screen for you. So now you're gonna rename your shortcut. So go ahead and hit X, and then let's rename it FB for Facebook. And in order to change the image to the left of your name, go ahead and tap that icon, and then you can choose a photo. You can choose whatever image you have in your camera roll. So like I said, I got all of my images from Canva, and you guys can do that too. So now we have that. Let's go ahead and hit add. And so it says added to home screen, and then hit done. And then you can hit next, and you can rename it FB again for ease of Siri finding it. And let's go ahead and swipe out. So now you guys see that FB is added to your home screen, and you can do this with all of your apps. So like I said, I did it for 12 apps, and it was super fast and easy. Once I figured out what I want my aesthetic to be, I was just going through Canva and finding a bunch of images that looked really nice with the color scheme that I was going for. I do want to mention at the bottom of your home screen, those home icons, they don't have labels at the bottom. So I went ahead and chose apps that I would be able to use icons for instead of photos. So you can see that I have Instagram on there, I have Facebook on there, text messages, and then I have my YouTube, and I used icons for each of them so that I would know exactly what they were. So a couple of things with updating your home screen. It does take some time in order to get it exactly the way that you want it to look like, but I'm hoping with this tutorial, I save you guys a little bit of time mentioning what specific apps I used in order to create this look. It really is 3 apps that I used in order to do it, so I hope it really helps you guys. And a couple of other things that I do want to mention is that when I use the shortcut app in order to create the cover photos for each of my apps, it sends me to shortcuts before it sends me to the actual app. Honestly, it doesn't bother me that much, but for some people it might. But another thing that might really bother some people is that when you have a shortcut for your messages, it will not show you if you have an unread message. So that was kind of a bummer, and hopefully something that'll get fixed with the shortcuts and things like that. But I did want to mention that when you're using shortcuts. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I tried to make it super quick and easy for you guys, and I hope you found something helpful. If you did like this video, make sure you guys give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time.